All right, well, now that I've got your attention, what exactly is the floating thumb? Well, floating thumb is this. This is God's perfectly designed muting system for us to play the bass. Check it out. If we drop our arm and just pull it up from the shoulder into position, keep the hand relaxed, look what we have. Okay. Now, I'm going to use just enough of my shoulder muscle, which is a large muscle group, to keep the elbow from dropping. Now, right here, my thumb is muting all the strings and I'm ready to play the G string. Okay, if I drop the elbow, look what happens. One, I bend my wrist and it lifts my perfectly designed muting system up off the strings. See this? I see this as a problem with a lot of guys that are trying to learn this method. Okay, so remember, you've got to use just enough of your shoulder muscle to keep that from dropping your elbow and pulling your mute system away. Now your shoulder's liable to be just a little sore for a couple of days while you're getting used to this, but that's what it's designed for. It's better than having permanent pain and carpal tunnel syndrome and all that stuff in your wrist. Make sense? Of course it does. Okay, now the other advantage of the floating thumb is that you have a consistent range of motion in your playing. You don't have to relearn muscle memory for each string that you play. So check this out. On the old method, if I drop my elbow and I anchor my thumb somewhere, I have a different range of motion for every string. Right? Makes sense? And I have ringing strings. With this method, remember, drop it, pull it up, fingers are curved. I have one range of motion. The secret is to move the mechanism. Pull from the shoulder and you move the mechanism. See what I'm talking about? So I have this, okay, move the mechanism. It's beautiful, okay? So this cuts down on the learning curve and speeds up the whole muscle memory process. So there's a look into floating thumb. Also realize that on the 5 and 6 string bass, this is critical. You have to develop some kind of muting system for 5 and 6 string bass, because as we talked about before, the whole muting problem is multiplied the more strings you add. So there's the floating thumb.